Now the best way to handle this position, you open the center. And that's what Carlsen did. D cross E5, D cross E5, and ask questions in the center, and then the opponent can be in trouble. So knight D3. So this knight was not doing anything on this side, plus it was blocking the other pieces like the rook. So Carlsen got the knight ahead. And now the idea can be to come forward with the knight and attack like this, attack on this side. So if opponent does castle, you can come knight c5. You can even sacrifice knight cross a6, b cross a6, and then queen cross a6, and then you can attack. And then there can be problem for black as well. Black does bishop c8, but actually long castle was better, slightly better. Even though he will get this, but at least your one problem will be solved. Otherwise, this king is in the center, and you have this big problem now. See, the king cannot do short castle or long castle. If you do short castle, this side the shelter is already gone. If you want to do long castle, the bishop is still there. You can't do it, and that's a big problem. Okay, so black has created this problem for himself, issue, and he did castle. Yeah, finally he has to solve this problem because see the problem over here for him that this knight is pinned, bishop is bad. It's inside. Rook is bad. It's blocked by this. So if you want to solve all these problems, number one thing you have to do, make this king safer. Okay, and you cannot do long castle because for that again you have to take that risk, which is not that easy because already white has enough pieces on this side to attack. So it's very risky to do long castle, and you don't want that. And that's why short castle. Though he said, okay, I cannot do now more attack, but it's okay. At least my king will be safer, and I'll play a simple game. I'll develop my pieces. At least I'll be better because the bishop can be very good in the attack. Yeah, so he wants to use that now. It's a very good place for the bishop. Now the queen has to move again, so you get extra time over here. So black plays queen e7. Actually, here there is another move. Bishop h3 was a good move. If he captures this, you can capture this. Yeah, something like that. The tactics. It's not easy to find this kind of tactics, and yes, this was a rapid game. Black must be in some sort of time trouble. So yes, he played queen e7, simple move. Carlsen got the knight out. Yeah, you don't need to attack the queen. You go simply near the king, and so that you can have more tactics there. So knight is going at the right place towards the right side. Knight f5 is a very good place for the knight, where at least the pawns can't attack. See, you can see this is that outpost for the knight. Okay, the knight is like dreaming for this kind of square, and here he has got that dreaming, I mean that dream place, you can say. So now only thing you can do, either you exchange with this or you have to get the knight and do that. Hello friends, welcome back to Utpal Chess. We'll see this game between Magnus Carlsen versus Timur Gareyev. This was played in Rapid Open Samarkand, Uzbekistan. So basically, it was played in World Rapid Championship 2023. So let's see the game. White Magnus Carlsen starts with e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, a6, bishop a4, and then d6. This is a simple Roy Lopez, you can say standard line. Okay, knight f6 is also there, but here black has chosen this d6. So white plays castle, bishop d7, and now c3. Yes, so the idea is to control these two squares of the knight and prepare for this, plus made space for the bishop. These are the ideas. Here, black has played g5. So suddenly he has started the attack. Okay. Normally, black plays knight f6, b7, short castle, and very simple, quiet game. Maybe attack on the other side, b5 and na5 and something like that. But here you can see he has played aggressive move and something like, try to give a shock. It's not so dangerous because you can attack like this, and it can be dangerous only if your pieces are well developed, and then you have to worry about this kind of attack. Right now the opponent pieces are inside, so you don't have to worry so much. Yeah, actually this is like bad for black because he is opening his own king as well. So if he wants to do short castle, it will be difficult for him afterwards. and that's why Carlsen plays normal, yeah, d4. So when the opponent is attacking in the king side or queen side, any side, one side, the best way to refute that, or you can say counter it, by playing in the center. Okay, this is a very good idea. If you play in the center, then there is a problem for the opponent, because once the center will be open, the king is still in the center, and if you're good in the center, you can attack on any side afterwards. So that's the problem. So if you want to attack on any particular side, the best way is to first close the center, control the center very well, and then only start the attack on one side. That is the why, you should do something like that. But if you play this kind of move, g5, you have to be very careful, or you can be in trouble most of the time. So be careful. Okay, after this, black plays g4, attacks the knight. Knight needs to move somewhere, and Carlsen plays knight e1, simple. You can't go on this side, of course. The queen was attacking. Yeah, the support was there, but obviously attack will come again and again. You will be trapped. The knight will be trapped, so it's not a good thing. And you don't want to block your bishop, right? So that's why knight e1 is a very simple move. He played that, and then h5. Now, if you see, suddenly it's looking like black's attack is very dangerous. h4, g3 can come, and then this will be the open file. The queen can also come afterwards somewhere if he wants. So now white has to get his pieces fast into the center or somewhere where he can defend this side, king side. So Carlsen plays bishop e3. Yeah. Bishop e3 development gave another support to this. There were two attacks and two supports already, but one more support. Now the queen can move anywhere you want. Otherwise, queen had to be, queen, you need to keep it here only to keep giving support, but it's not good. So bishop h6. Okay, black now wants to exchange this good bishop, which is in the center. So black plays this. Yeah, black is thinking that, okay, white captures this, black's pieces will come forward faster, like knight will capture or rook will capture, it will be better. But obviously, Carlsen would not play. Yeah, Carlsen plays queen e2. He says, yes, you take it. Yeah, normally say this is the strategy. If you capture something of the opponent's piece will come forward. If the opponent capture your piece will come forward. It will be on better square. It will be towards center. And that's how you should play most of the time. Okay, only sometimes it is like, good or better to capture and allow the opponent to recapture, but most of the time you ask the opponent to capture your piece so that you can recapture with your piece. That's a good idea. Here, black plays queen f6. So now black must have decided to do long castle and then continue his attack on the king side. Okay, he can shift the other rook also on the other side, this side to attack. Like once you do long castle, this rook can be shifted to this side to attack on king side. Here, as I said, yeah, now the best way to handle this position, you open the center. And that's what Carlsen did, d cross e5, d cross e5, and ask questions in the center, and then the opponent can be in trouble. So knight d3. So this knight was not doing anything on this side, plus it was blocking the other pieces like the rook. So Carlsen got the knight ahead. And now the idea can be to come forward with the knight and attack like this, attack on this side. So if opponent does castle, you can come knight c5. You can even sacrifice knight cross a6, b cross a6, and then queen cross a6, and then you can attack. And then there can be problem for black as well. So you have to also continue your attack. You also need to move your pieces ahead. You cannot play passive. If the opponent is attacking, you should also play active. You should not play passive. Otherwise, he'll just wait for his attack and play something on this side. His attack will be much more dangerous than yours. So that's very important. Here, black plays knight ge7 and then knight d2. Carlsen got the knight ahead. Yeah, develop the knight. So you have to continuously develop your pieces. That's very important. Knight g6, yes. So black is planning to get the pieces ahead on this side, king side. And what do you have to do? Yes, Carlsen also got the knight ahead on the queen side, where the opponent is planning to do castle. So knight c5 attacks on these two. Now this one has no support. The bishop has support, but yes, this is good now. And you would not like to give this bishop for this knight. So black says no, I don't want to, and black does bishop c8, but actually long castle was better, slightly better, even though he will get this, but at least your one problem will be solved. Otherwise this king is in the center and you have this big problem now. See, the king cannot do short castle or long castle. If you do short castle, this side the shelter is already gone. If you want to do long castle, the bishop is still there, you can't do it, and that's a big problem. Okay, so black has created this problem for himself, and that's not good. So white is happy now. Okay, Carlsen is saying, okay, now I have clear target and I don't have to worry so much about this side attack because his king is there. So he can't do full-fledged attack. Like if you would have done long castle, this rook could also join the attack. Now this cannot be done. Okay, he cannot do that. So that's good. Second thing, now as this king is there, okay, it's not safe. So now Carlsen can make very good attack in the center. So that is also another good thing. So here Carlsen plays rook a d1. The idea is, of course, to get the pieces out, develop them, and this is the open file. So rooks are very good on the open file. You need to get them as early as possible on the open file, especially when the king is still in the center. So rook a d1 is good. Then knight f4. Yes, black is trying something, and black made attack on this. So Carlsen thought about it, and he says yes, now is the time where I have to get rid of this. Yeah, some of the pieces you have to, just get out of the board because they can be dangerous. You cannot say, okay, I will allow this knight to be there for more time. The knight will give problem again and again, and more problems will happen. So that's why it's a good idea. Sometimes you give bishop for a knight, it's okay. So bishop cross f4, bishop cross f4. Now why did he capture with this? Because then e5 will come and then there are more problems. Once this pawn will keep on moving, there are more problems. This will also be the open file afterwards. So you don't want that. You don't want to open this file. Already d file is open. And that's why he has captured with the bishop. Bishop cross f4 and then knight d3. Now see, the knight can't do that much right now. So what to do? Ask question to this bishop. Bishop, you cannot stay here. You have to go back. Otherwise, I'll be exchanging this good bishop for this knight. So he says, okay, you can take it. I don't have issue. And he did castle. Yeah, finally, he has to solve this problem because see the problem over here for him that this knight is pinned. Okay, this is one problem. Second problem, the bishop is bad. It's inside. Third, rook is bad. It's blocked by this. So if you want to solve all these problems, number one thing you have to do, make this king safer. Okay, and you cannot do long castle because for that again you have to take that risk, which is not that easy because already white has enough pieces on this side to attack. So it's very risky to do long castle, and you don't want that. And that's why short castle. Though he said, okay, I cannot do now more attack, but it's okay. At least my king will be safer and I'll play a simple game. I'll develop my pieces. At least I'll be better than what is there right now. This position is too bad. So he says, yes, finally he has compromised with this situation. And he says, yes, I'll just play a simple game. I don't want to attack, but at least my kings will be safer. So that's fine. Here, after short castle, white plays g3, made attack on the bishop. Bishop has to move. Okay, now see, when opponent's king is also on the same side of yours, so then you don't have to worry so much. And it's okay to move the pawns on this side now. And yes, you cannot allow. And yeah, you could have captured this, but he said, why should I give this knight also? My knight is also good. I don't want to give this for this bishop. Let me take the chance with my pawn and let me ask question. Let me get the advantage with the tempos like this. So here black has to either go back or he has to capture this one. And if you take, the problem is, you are allowing this pawn to come forward, and then this pawn structure will be very good. So white doesn't want, Carlsen doesn't want that to happen, and that's why he played this. Yeah. So g3, the bishop is attacked, bishop goes back. Yeah. He doesn't want to give the bishop for a knight, so he says no. Let me be here. I'm okay, because see, you need to defend this king. If the bishop is gone, the problem is the defense is very weak after that, and you can have problems. So he says no, let me be here. I don't want to exchange. I don't want to give bishop for a knight. That is also one more reason. Here, white plays f4. So Carlsen says, yes, let me open my rook. This rook is already on the open file. I want to open this file, and then I will attack very nicely on this file. The queen is already there, so I have one target already on that file. So let me attack. Okay, now the opponent has a choice to move the queen somewhere and allow him to capture this, or get rid of this right now with this. And yeah, though it will be open file, you can move the queen afterwards. So he played this g cross f3, and then now you have a choice. Okay, whenever you have choices, you have to choose correctly. Yeah? You have to take some time. So knight takes, rook takes, or queen takes, which one is better? And obviously it is knight takes which is better, because see, queen and rook, they can control from behind as well. Knight cannot control from behind. He has to go ahead, then only, because he has limitation of going with 1, 2.5. Yeah, 2.5 only. So he has taken with the knight. The more the knight will be ahead, no, the more, so it will be better and better. It can attack more, and that's why if you want to attack faster with the knight, you have to reach faster towards the opponent side, or towards the side where you want to attack. So knight cross f3. Now there are two attacks on this, and already two supports are there. But now the threat is white. Carlsen will capture this one. If the pawn takes, then this pawn is going. So somehow now he has to save this pawn. So what to do? Now you have to either increase the support, or you have to decrease the attack. How to increase the support? You can do this, but again, it's not good. Yeah, the rooks is going. This rook is also important to defend the king. Okay, then how to decrease the supports? And for that, you have to either capture one of these, or you have to pin them. And that's what he thought. This bishop I have to move anyway. So he has got the bishop here, and he has pinned the, sorry, he has pinned the knight. Okay. Now the knight can't take it. Yeah, only one attack is there. If you try to take with this, there is a problem. Obviously, you will also attack on the queen, but once he will capture with this, then you cannot. Yeah, so there are more problems. And that's why bishop g4. Now again, he has saved it somehow. What to do? You have to just go away from this, and then again the same thread will be there. So Carlsen moves the queen here. Now, yeah, even the rook is here, but you're not losing so many points. So first you will capture. Sorry, first the threat is now to capture this. He would capture with the pawn, and then knight takes, and then you cannot take with the queen, as you are losing so many points, extra points, and that's why again the same threat is there. So what to do? He has to now do something about it. And here he said, okay, I will go away from this. So he moved the queen. Yeah, the still now Carlsen has the chance to do something over here, but he has not done that. Instead, now Carlsen thought about some other ideas, and he plays the best move in this position. That is this bishop b3. Actually, yeah, from here queen g6 was better, where the bishop couldn't attack easily, but he allowed Carlsen to attack the queen. So Carlsen got the bishop on better square. He said, why should I exchange my good bishop for this knight, though I'll get the advantage of this double pawn, because the bishop can be very good in the attack. Yeah, so he wants to use that now. It's a very good place for the bishop. Now the queen has to move again, so you get extra time over here. So black plays queen e7. Actually, here there is another move. Bishop h3 was a good move. If he captures this, you can capture this. Yeah, something like that. The tactics. It's not easy to find this kind of tactics. And yes, this was a rapid game. And here already like Black must be in some sort of time trouble. So yes, he played queen e7, simple move. Now h3 attacks the bishop. Bishop needs to move from here. Either you exchange or go back somewhere. Either here. Let's see what did he play. Yeah, he played bishop e6. So he didn't like this bishop. He said, yeah, I need to exchange it with my bishop. Yeah, I need to neutralize this dangerous bishop, which was attacking on this diagonal where the king is there. So now Carlsen's move, yeah, Carlsen has to decide whether to keep it like this or exchange or just leave it there and continue. Yeah, so he played this one, knight h4, because you don't need to capture. Yeah, if he captures, you have support, so it's okay. You continue your attack and don't waste time. And the more actively you play on this side, there will be more problems. See, when the knight will be here, it will give threats and it will be very dangerous for black. He has to give the bishop for a knight, or he has to move the queen right now so that bishop can move after, because this fork can be dangerous. Here he plays bishop e3, so he saved this and he gives a check. The king has to move. This is the best square he thought, and yeah, this is the one, correct one. King h2, and now queen g5, again the best move black has got. Found it correctly. This is good because now this knight cannot attack, at least from here. Yeah, he can go back, but then black can move somewhere. There is no problem. Now Carlsen got the knight idea. You don't need to attack the queen. You go simply near the king, and so that you can have more tactics there. So knight is going at the right place towards the right side. Knight f5 is a very good place for the knight, where at least the pawns can't attack. See, you can see this is that outpost for the knight. Okay, the knight is like dreaming for this kind of square, and here he has got that dreaming. I mean, that dream place, you can say. So now only thing you can do, either you exchange with this or you have to get the knight and do that. But still the other pieces will ready to come and occupy that very good square. So here black has some problems now. What to do? Yeah, first of all, he has to save the bishop. If you don't capture this, at least you save this. So he says, yes, I don't want to exchange my bishop for a knight. Let me move the bishop somewhere. He moved bishop b6. Okay, you have to solve that problem, and he played that. Yes. Now Carlsen has asked the question to the queen. So see, Carlsen is all like every time Carlsen is trying to give some sort of threats, and that's how you're supposed to play. Beginners needs to learn from this. Beginners normally they don't give threats. They just keep on playing, some pawn moves or some same pieces, one piece again and again. So that's not a good idea. You have to keep asking the questions to the opponent pieces, especially the strong pieces which are ahead, which are trying to attack, or the pieces which are near your king. You have to just make attack on them, and you have to just keep him, busy in thinking. So somewhere he will make mistake, and then that mistake, is enough to win the game. So here now black has to think again. Yeah, black played the correct move. This is the best move for the queen, though there is a problem here. It's now on the same file of the opponent's rook. But here, this is the best move. Yeah, because you cannot go here. You cannot go here as the knight is attacking. You cannot even go here. If you move the queen to g6, then the problem is who will give support. Only one support will be there. So problems are there. Yeah, so queen f6. After that, queen e2. Again, Carlsen has asked question. Where is the support to this pawn? There is no support. You have to give support. And yes, one more reason. Yeah, from here, why couldn't you do that? Because the knight couldn't move from here. See, from here there could be attack on both things. Poke and Carlsen would attack somehow, and then there can be a problem and all. And that's why he didn't play there. But now he has to save this. So how to save it? You have to give support. And for that, again, this is the best move. You have to go here. But he has chosen the other one, which is not that good. He played here. Now he has made a mistake. So it's a big mistake now. Queen h8. Normally, yes, the queen should be somewhere where it can move on more squares. From here, it's giving support to this pawn and this pawn. So the queen is only now working to defend the pawns, which is not a great work. Normally, you have to use the queen or rooks to attack. You know, that's a very strong piece, and you cannot use this for defending the pawns. So it's a bad idea. Anyway, so here now white is thinking, okay, what can I do? How can I attack this? And yes, he thought about it. He has some pieces, very nice pieces, which he can use. And this rook especially can attack from the open file. So you have attack, you have open file here, but they cannot do that much right now. So he said, yes, I need one more open file, especially the file where the opponent has the king. And that's why the move is g4. If he captures, you can capture with this, or you can play this and then attack. And then, yes, of course, this queen will be open, and then you have to be careful about your h4. But once it is okay, then you can shift the rook on this side. So now there is a problem for black again. Again, Carlsen has asked the question. Is losing, black is losing this pawn. So what to do? And here, the best move is to now exchange some pieces. Yeah, when the opponent is attacking, how to defend yourself? The best way, just exchange few pieces and then get more pieces on the side where the king is to defend that king. But here, he has played now queen h7. Okay, so I think, yeah, it's like too much pressure. The time pressure, the position is also very bad. So here he is making more mistakes maybe, and he didn't play the best move. Like I said, bishop cross b3 was the best. Here queen h7, because now the knight can't attack easily on this. That's what he must have thought. But now Carlsen has a choice. Okay, either you can take it or you can move ahead. And here Carlsen says, yes, this is the better move. And yeah, that was the correct one. G5. What is the idea of this G5? So the knight has a very good square on h6 now, and the knight is going there. And for that, this pawn is helping. The pawn is giving support. Once the knight will be there, there is a big problem to the king again. And after that, more pieces are waiting to come, like rook f6 and then rook f1, and everything will join. And then once the knight h6, then this pawn will have no support as the queen will be blocked. And then queen cross h5. So all these threats will be there. Okay, you have to be careful. So king h8 was played because he doesn't want this direct check. After that, now knight h6. Still he played to block this. Now he has to be careful, either this or this. He has to give support to this somehow. But if you play bishop g4, the problem is, he can exchange and he can lose the pawn anyway. And other than that, bishop cross b3. Yeah, so he played that. Yeah, bishop cross b3. But again, bishop g4 was better here. Now bishop cross b3, a cross b3. Here f6. Okay, because there was a threat over here to f7. One and two attacks, and one more attack can come anytime with the queen or something. So now what to do? Yeah, other than that, you're losing this h5. So he thought, okay, if I have to do something, I have to do right now. And if I don't get the open file, I cannot use my rook. And that's why he has taken the decision to open it. Though he's losing one or two pawns, he's saying, okay, at least I have to use my pieces somehow. For that, I have to do this. But this is not, yeah, bad move. This is the correct move. You have to play f6. This is the best move here. And now, which is the best move for white? Yeah, you don't have to capture it right now, okay? Because if you take this, you're losing this. So you can't. If you take with the rook first, you will take it, and again you can't. So yeah, f6 is good because of that. You're not losing that. But white is getting this one. This one has no support. So white capture. Carlsen takes this, queen cross h5. Now bishop e3. Yeah, so now the threat is to capture this and attack on this g5 pawn. But again, it's too late. Okay, already white is very good right now. White's position is very good. So rook d e1 attacks the bishop. Ask question. So f cross at g5. Okay, if you take this one, black is saying I'll take this one. Okay, so what to do? First, you take this. So rook cross f8, rook cross f8, and then Carlsen took this one. Yeah. So it's a very simple tactic. And here, finally, the pressure is too much. Already, Carlsen has got extra piece, which is enough to win the game. The time pressure must be there. And that's why opponent finally gave up here. Okay, he has resigned here. So here Carlsen won the game.